Now for me to communicate with my son in boot camp is by writing letters. I just found something really cool. I'm not sponsored, nothing at all, but I found this website that's called Monday Delivery, and I can send postcards. I can upload pictures, they turn it into a postcard, and they mail it to my son. It looks like this. So I just uploaded a picture and then typed, and they just do it all. The thing about this is I can send this to anybody I have an address for, not just boot camp. So I actually was able to send postcards to a few of my students from last year that I have addresses for that I haven't written to yet. It's only like $3 a postcard, which is like the same cost as me going to Walgreens, buying a postcard, writing it, putting a stamp on it, and then driving it to the mailbox. Cool, right? I don't have to suck so much as a mom.
Hey, Madeline, how are
Hi,
you?
Andrew. I'm good. How are you?
Good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
All right. So excited for a Monday cheddar.
Me
A nibble.
too.
So we have a lot of nibbles of news
Yes,
this
we
week.
do, actually.
Yes. Long weekend. So you're feeling better?
Feeling much better. Yeah. I'm all 100%, I think. So
Oh,
that's good.
wow. 100%. I don't know. Am I ever 100%? So,
I don't know.
well,
Close.
welcome everyone from our Facebook groups, wherever you're coming from. I put this out on LinkedIn, so we might have some folks tuning in from there. So
Great.
we do this every Monday. It's just kind of a brief of like what's going on in the military, what's going on just out of, in the civilian
Yes.
world. Sometimes we focus on recruit families. So we have a lot of recruit families with loved ones at boot camp. And so they're part of our Facebook group. So thank you, Madeline, for getting up and getting ready for this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So just a couple of disclosures really quickly. We are not endorsed by the military or government, DOD. We don't speak on their behalf. Everything is our own opinion. Just from our experience, I'm a veteran. Madeline is?
I'm the daughter of a Green Beret Army soldier veteran, so.
Awesome. So Jason.
Yeah.
So that's what we're here for. So we are a faith-based group. It doesn't mean that you have to follow our faith, but we just want to let you know that we pray for you and that God is in your corner. If you happen to have a recruit at boot camp, definitely God is there with them. So we are going to start with a prayer.
Perfect.
All right. Dear Father, thank you so much for bringing us together through amazing technology. We just appreciate all that you give us. Just what a wonderful weekend. What a wonderful football game last night. Lots of emotions, and we know that you are there and present. And so, Father, we just ask you to be with us today as we go over some new information and share as a community. And we just ask that you be with our military, be with our veterans, be with the service members who are at boot camp, and be with their families. In your name, amen.
Amen.
All right.
All right.
All
Also,
right.
if you guys I'll be looking out for any comments, so please leave comments, questions down below.
Yes, definitely. So, all right. Madeline, did you watch the football game first and foremost?
I did watch it.
What did you think?
This was a fun one for me because I don't like I'm not a big I have one football team, so like I love both sides. It was really exciting. I thought it was an exciting one. Like it was back and forth, which is a really great one. Like you never knew which way it would go. And all the like we'll see in just a few slides, the national anthem, the songs so good. I really enjoyed it.
I did too. I'm a Chief fan, I guess. I'm from there.
Okay.
So I try to be loyal to that. So
Nice.
but I put my computer away. I built a fire. So I had enough firewood
Oh
for
wow. Okay.
technically 2 more fires. So I was gonna wait for it to snow.
Right.
But I don't think it's gonna snow.
I don't know. It's been really warm out here in Virginia.
I know. So it was rainy and cold. So I thought I'm close enough. So
Perfect enough, right?
I built a fire and then I tried to put my computer away, which
That's good.
was very difficult, and said, just sit, just watch the football
Just
game.
relax. Good. I'm glad you tried at least.
So anyway, it was a good game. And we have some of the things we're talking about today. So today is actually about the military and the Super Bowl.
Yes, it is.
So did you think when I gave you that topic, like, how are the military involved with the Super Bowl?
So I knew a few things, especially from last night, because the Marines and everyone performing the band, and I've seen a few where they have veterans that are brought, or
Hmm.
But a few of these that you added, I had no idea about, so I was
Yeah.
excited to learn.
Yeah. So I'm excited too. So yeah, in every, lots of events, military or it usually has a strong presence.
They do.
Definitely locally in your community. And it doesn't always have to be specifically the branch itself. You have like the American Legion, you have, veterans, VFW, you have
Mhm.
all of these different organizations that represent the different military branches in your local
Yeah.
community. So parades, security, lots of events that they take part in.
Right, exactly. It feels like they are a part of more than you realize. Like, you'll start when
Mhm.
you actually think about it, you're like, "Oh, yeah, they were in those kinds of events, and they're also there, and they're there."
Yep. And another thing people don't realize, it's the local reserve as well.
Oh, yeah, that's
So
right.
a lot of reserve for their weekends that they go and drill is what they call it.
Yeah.
You know, Sometimes that's related to a local event. Humanitarian, like we've talked about a couple
Yeah,
times
that's
ago,
right.
philanthropy, things like that. So, some of our resources, actually, let's go to our first slide.
Oh, yeah.
So, oh, I forgot about this. How did I forget about this?
This is big
So,
news.
I know. So, Monday delivery, we finally have an app.
Yay!
So we call it the Militant Monday Delivery Communication. I just actually put communication in there this morning. App. So we hope that you find this useful.
Yes.
It has all of our blog articles. We
Yep.
send you an update. Hey, we just posted something that might be interesting to you. You can
Right.
actually send postcards from here. You can
Yes.
send letters from here. And remember, this isn't just for military. If you want to send a postcard to a friend or a family member or something like that for a
Absolutely.
birthday, just go on here and use our postal service address type.
Yep.
And you can use our images here. I have Air Force and Coast Guard on there, but we have all the branches and all the Madeline, you spend a lot of time on, like, national holidays and federal
Yeah, we have
holidays.
national holiday ones, and then, Valentine's Day is coming up. Any of those kinds of big holidays, we make cards for those. St. Patrick's Day is coming up as well. So
Mm,
that'd be fun. And it's just a fun way. It's really easy too, because, if you just want to write a short, quick message, you don't want to write a whole letter or 3 letters like I do. You can
yep,
just quickly write something. A lot of our military families send their prayers and just short little messages that are easy to read when everyone's just so busy.
yep.
So it's really, really, really easy and fun. I
S
think it's fun.
Yeah, so go
You could put
download
your
that.
own photos there too. You can
Yeah, you
upload
can
your own
upload your
photos.
own. So, easy. It literally takes less than a minute to send a postcard from this app. I mean, it
Unless you're like
shocks how.
me and you like to scroll
Yeah,
through
yeah,
all the
yeah, yeah, yeah,
images and
yeah.
you're like, "Oh, well, that one's nice too." But yes,
So
very easy to use.
So our agenda today, pretty straightforward. But resources, if you go to mondaydelivery.com/blog, I
Yes,
think that's
link
the
down
best
below.
spot right now. Yeah, for our resources. So we try to
Yeah,
write blog posts and articles on all the things we go over.
right.
So I think, we
It's
put,
a great place.
yeah, it's got
Sorry,
it.
because we add like more like information, more links with these videos or these live
Mhm.
streams that we do. If you want more, if you want specific places where we found the resources that you need, I would go there for sure.
Yep. So and everything we're going to be going over today is on a blog. So all right, so let's get started. So, yeah, we're going to talk about military support, Joint Task Force, and the opening
Uh-huh.
anthem at the Super Bowl. Two Marines share a common bond. So
It's a
this
great
was a
one.
really cool story.
That is a great one.
Um, and then commemorating 50 years of women
Yes.
flying in the U.S. Navy. And then VETIX. So a lot of people probably don't know about VETIX,
Mhm.
and we're about to introduce you to an amazing organization. So,
Oh yeah.
all right, Madeline. So first, the national
The national
anthem.
anthem. Yep. And the Star Spangled Banner. So these were great too because I don't know if this was the first time, but we had an ASL rendition. I think of
Mhm.
both, I'm pretty sure. Um, but this was a huge, this is one I think most people would think the military is involved in
Yeah.
during the Super Bowl.
Yeah, this is the easy one. We had their first American Sign Language ASL was
Right?
Native American
Oh, yes,
from the
that's
Navajo
right.
Nation there outside
Mhm.
of Arizona. So that was interesting. And then they had a second one that
Yep.
was I forget what his title was though. The
I don't
second,
remember. I
but
knew his name, but it slipped past my mind right now.
so over on the right picture here. So
Yes.
usually we call this like a joint task force, you could call that, but
Okay.
all the different branches coming together
Mhm. Yeah.
to do that. So award winner, let's see. Oh, it's Tony.
Oh,
So an
that's
award.
right.
I actually have it on here. Academy Award winning Tony Kotzer, who delivered the ASL rendition of the Star Spangled Banner, and
Troy
then
Kotzer.
oh, it's Troy. What did I
Yes.
say?
I think you said Tony.
Tony. I can't see. And then Chris
Chris
Stapleton.
Stapleton did the
Yeah,
national anthem, and if you watch, the Eagles coach, I believe, was in tears, which made me tear up.
I know. I've already seen that on LinkedIn, Instagram. I was
That
telling
was an emotional moment.
telling Madeline it's like when Tiger Woods hit that golf ball in and the Nike logo kind of rolled in. It's gonna be
Like,
like
you
the
just stop
same
for a moment, you're
impact.
like,
You're just stopping, like, mesmerized, but gosh, can
well,
you
and
imagine?
Chris Stapleton's voice during the performance was amazing. It really brought out a
Mhm.
great emotion, I think, in the whole crowd.
Yeah, and I'm sure the coach was thinking, "Wow," you know, how grateful he
Impactful.
was, yeah.
I like it a lot when it's just like I loved the simplicity of just the guitar and him singing, and that's just
Mhm.
like that was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of time to, reflect while you
Yeah, exactly.
so, over I just because I'm Marine Corps, over on the right, you see on each side the drums. So
Yep.
that came from the drummers from the president's own
Yes,
United
that's
States
right.
Marine Corps band. So they are actually right down the street from where I live in DC at 8th and I is what we call it, the Marine Corps
That's so cool.
Barracks. So, um, that was that. So that was pretty cool. So
Do you know how like are like specific is that just always the same people in the president's own? Like how are they chosen for that?
well, I will tell you cursory, um, it is a pretty prestigious position,
Mhm.
but, all branches, I believe, have a band,
Okay,
so
right.
I guess we call it a military occupation
Yeah.
specialty,
Okay.
would be band, and you actually have to audition.
I wondered if that's what they did, audition.
Yep.
Okay.
Now the only thing I don't know is if they have to go through boot camp. I
Okay.
don't think they have to. But that's I'm not sure, but
Right.
they do audition, it is pretty prestigious, they serve, just as active duty.
Right.
Obviously, they just have a very unique specialty.
Yes.
So yeah, and they get out, so it's the same thing, people get out, retire,
Yep. Mhm.
separate from the Marine Corps or whatever branch it is, but
Right.
band normally is now one interesting thing, at Coast Guard and Navy, for
Uh-huh.
sure, I know those 2. I don't know about Air Force. Recruits actually participate in the graduation in a band,
Right, okay.
so they actually perform, so one of their
Wow.
duties during boot camp is actually to learn whatever they're going to do, and Coast Guard, actually, they do weapon formation as well, so they have
Right.
kind of a silent drill team, we'd say in the
Yes,
Marine Corps.
right.
So in
Putting on
boot
a
camp, they
performance.
actually yeah, so pretty Navy, I think, is the top as far as performance goes, as far as
Okay,
bands
right. Yeah.
and the pageantry, if you ever or,
Yeah. I feel like I hear them do that a lot more than the other
Yep.
branches.
So, alright, so let's see the next one.
Oh,
So this
yes.
is kind of cool, especially lately, all the shoot downs of, all the things that are
Gotta keep the
mysteriously
skies protected
flying.
as well
Yes.
as the land protected, right?
So, it's kind of a interesting time. How NORAD protects the skies over the Super Bowl. So definitely we have, for any event. I mean, even here in
Right.
DC, you've got a lot of air control, where you're not able to fly in during, anytime, I don't
Yes,
think, as far as
right. No.
the White House and Capitol, but during specific things like this, they do have that Civil Air Patrol that comes out and they work together with the military to provide that airspace protection.
Which is
So,
awesome. And that's been going on since 2002, right?
yeah, I thought it would be a lot longer before that, but
I know, it's interesting. But, That's really cool because like that's one of the things I don't think most people like I wouldn't think about that until I read this. I was like, yeah, you know what? They probably do have to be up there all the time because that's, as you said,
Mhm.
flight travel needs to be stopped and like all of those things.
Yep, and this comes to, again, going back to kind of the reserve, but these are Arizona National Guard did the
Right.
refueling with their KC-135
Oh
tankers.
yeah, yeah,
I
that's
should have put
right.
that up there, so but yeah, so and these guys can be, the cool thing about these local, I'm not gonna be able to, I'm trying to see if the word's on here, but, where these, planes are located, they're on call, and they can be in the air,
Oh
in
wow.
in
Okay. Like
minutes,
in minutes.
yeah, and so, and they can
That's
get from
awesome.
point A to point B pretty quickly,
Pretty fast, I'm sure.
so, all right, so this is another one. So the military, participates in protecting our skies,
Yes.
and I don't have a slide for this, but they also do a lot of protecting on the ground. So
Of
both
course,
air and
right.
and
Yeah.
ground, and again, this had a perimeter around the Super Bowl. You can see this spacecraft looking building down here, but they have a perimeter. I don't know how far out, but I'm sure it's
I know.
miles, where, that they're constantly patrolling. So, all right. All right, this is a cool one. You wanna talk about this a little
It is.
bit?
Yeah, so we had our flyover, our all women's flyover for the 50 years of women flying in the US Navy, which was huge. That's awesome. I didn't know it was 50 years, so that's great. And then we have our names down here, I think, of this year's all female group, correct?
Yes. So
Yes. So you have the flyover team on is this the right side of the screen? Make sure I say that right. But I think we all know the military flyover is the coolest thing. You're all waiting for that to hear them just go like speeding across the skies, leaving the trail of clouds. That's great.
and
So
sometimes you don't hear it, and all of a sudden it's this,
and
vroom,
it comes on you very
Yeah.
quickly,
So,
very quickly.
um,
I
so
remember a few events I had been planning where we had to time things perfectly to win.
mm.
They would fly over. It takes a lot of practice.
And to that point, so when you plan a mission, and that's what this was, it was a
Yes.
mission.
Yep.
Often we think missions are related to battle or conflict or,
Yep.
something in a negative context, I guess.
Right.
But you still have these other types of missions, and
Yes.
so just to kinda give you, they met, they did planning, they did
Mhm.
mapping, they did,
Yep.
not using real technical words here. They had to coordinate with the refuelers, they had to
Yep.
coordinate with airspace, with
Mhm.
NORAD, they had to do local community planning, they had, noise control. So there
Yes.
are a lot of things that go into, and then safety.
A lot. Oh, yes, safety. And like I said, timing, which is a huge thing when they
Mhm.
are up there in the sky. They have to have someone on the ground. I know when we did it, and he was on this huge radio. It was like huge, telling them, "Okay, you got 2 seconds too late. You got to go back and do it again." And we're timing it because they can't hear the music, and when it
That's
ends, and
true.
when the
Yeah.
fireworks are going. So it's all planned out. Like I think months, a year.
Oh, I'm sure it's a big deal, and,
Yes.
so, yeah, so this
So
is
this
the
was exciting. All female Navy aviation team.
yep, and so we have a really cool blog, and it also talks about the
Yes.
first,
Yeah,
female aviator as well, so you definitely wanna get back and read that one. So, and
absolutely.
and our friend Kelly was actually, she's in the Navy, she was actually out there, had the
Oh,
opportunity to meet with them and take
that's
pictures.
awesome. Yay.
So, all
That's
right.
great.
All right, we got a few more. So
Ah,
this is
it's
a
an
neat
emotional
one.
one.
So this one is a Chiefs fan donated a kidney to an Eagles fan. So, okay, so that's a cool story in itself.
Yes,
But the cool thing is these two met each other 20 years ago in the Marine Corps,
that's crazy.
when they stayed connected. And so this was on a local TV show. I saw this and I grabbed these pictures.
That's
But
amazing. Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
so Philadelphia Eagles fan Billy Welsh and Kansas City Chiefs John Gladwell.
Gladwell.
So this happened a couple years ago, I believe.
Okay.
Or let's see, yeah, in 2019 when Welsh wrote on Facebook that he needed a kidney, Gladwell had himself tested and discovered he was a perfect match.
Oh my gosh. That's just
So
like Especially like that is like a godsend. Like that's amazing. You met 20 years and I see they stayed together through Facebook. Like they
Yeah.
didn't even meet each other for years after this. So this must have been great coming together here.
Yep.
Even though they're on different sides of the football teams. It's all right because
So yeah, and that's, going back to the military, this happens to be the Marine Corps, but that bond,
yes. Oh my gosh,
lasts
right.
a
It
lifetime.
does.
And I can just speak for myself, you stick up for your military friends through thick
Yeah.
and thin, that's the great thing about being in the military and
Yeah.
other, law enforcement and firefighters, same kind of bond that you create,
Right.
that literally lasts a lifetime. And when you read these stories about heroes that, you know, jumped on top of a grenade or put themselves in the line of fire, that's the same thing that he did,
Yeah,
just
it
kind
is.
of a different context a little bit, but he still said, "I'm willing to do it."
They're
There's
always willing to serve, and that's
yeah.
such a huge thing. I
So
see here too, they underwent a 10-hour transplant
I
at a
know.
Philadelphia
Yeah.
hospital. That's amazing.
So what a reunion.
I love it.
So, all right, and I think this is our last
Ah,
one.
yes. This is a good
So
one.
Super Bowl, 16 service members and veterans attend the big game. Have you heard of VetTix?
You know what? I have, and I'm trying to think why, but probably because you and I, we've worked together for a while. I'm sure you've
Mhm.
mentioned it before.
So yeah, VetTix. So my friend, retired Colonel Steve Weintraub is our chief strategy officer.
Yes.
So they receive donations. It's a nonprofit, and
Yep.
I'm gonna beg you to go to their website and read more because I'll probably won't be as articulate as the website is. But they collect donations and they work
Mhm.
with venues, they work with celebrities, they work with singers, they work with sport franchises, and they donate these extra seats that go unsold.
Yes.
And
Yep.
if you're a member of VetTix, which is free to be a member of it, you kind of get into this lottery,
Right,
and
exactly.
you get these emails, and I get them quite often, like, "Hey, here are 10 concerts in your area we have tickets for."
Right.
And you can kinda enter in this lottery that they have, and if your name is pulled, then you get the tickets. And
Yep.
so, um, last night, I actually wrote a blog on this at the last minute, so it was like 20 minutes before Super Bowl started. I was like, "Ugh, I wonder if how many people VetTix sent," and so I
So
texted my
16
friend
this time.
16, yeah, and I'm like, "I'm gonna write a blog
Nice.
post." So and he
That's
sent
actually a
me
lot. That's great.
yeah, so, but this gentleman right here, oop, I can't see the stuff on here,
Do
but
you want me
he
to read it?
yeah, can you read it? I have a
So,
something
yes,
to write it
for
up.
veterans like Ken, attending the Super Bowl has been a lifelong dream. With the help of VetTix, this dream has become a reality. Ken, who retired from the Air Force after 20 years of service, says that attending the Super Bowl is a bucket list item for him.
So there he is. So one of the things that they ask attendees to do is hold up a sign,
Yes,
saying, "Hey, thanks, VetTix." So,
that's awesome.
I was hoping to get some other deals, but, it was such a last minute thing, but, I did see some posts and, but VetTix definitely go with active duty veterans, so if you're a family member, go sign up your recruit
Absolutely. Yeah,
for it, let them know about it because, one of our friends, Crystal, her son goes to a lot of
that's
concerts.
awesome. Oh my gosh.
So,
They can probably find the link in the blog post
yes,
to VetTix.
yep,
Perfect.
yep. So
And more information on it. So,
definitely go check that out.
yes.
All right, those are the 5. So we had National Anthem, Star Spangled Banner, the flag,
Yes.
we had the flyover, we had
Flyover.
NORAD protecting the
Yep.
skies,
Mhm.
we had Ken and we had the 2 from one from Kansas, the
The Marines
kidney,
who
yeah,
gave
the
kid
kidney transplant. So 5 things that you didn't know, probably. National Anthem, that was the easy one, and there was
I
probably
think
more.
everyone knew that one.
When I
Oh,
first
yeah.
when I first came up with this idea, I was like, "Oh my gosh, what are they?" But then all of a sudden these things just kinda
Things you
popped up.
Yep, it's the things you don't think about, but then when you read it, you're like, "Oh, yeah, that makes sense that that
So
would happen."
I'm gonna play a quick little video. We are
Perfect.
planning something, March 17th through our sister company, Parade Deck, and it is gonna be a 24-hour live stream of military, mainly military. We have a couple non-military, but they're
Yeah.
military supporters, and so their subject is related to the military. But we're gonna have 24 hours. They're gonna come on and talk about their stories. That talk about what they're doing. Some of them are authors, podcast. Um, some of them are coaches. So it's gonna be amazing. 24 hours nonstop on March
Crazy.
17th. So here's a little preview of that.
Yeah.
Whew. That's getting loud.
Exciting. That's a lot in there.
So, all right, see if I can get this back up here. So we're going back and forth from some software. So we're using Restream today. Last week we used Opus, all these crazy names. But yeah, so that's cool. So I don't know if you saw anybody that looked familiar in the
The
lineup.
U.S. Bobsled
Yeah,
team
Riley.
leader. I know her.
Yep.
Well, not know her, but I recognized her immediately. I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's cool.
so she's in Austria right now.
Oh my gosh,
And
that's
they
crazy.
had a competition. She's part of the BMW series. I'm not bobsled fluid here in my terminology.
Neither am
But
I.
she has won 2 Olympic medals.
That's right.
And so she's a Marine, she's first lieutenant, and she does
She's a Marine.
yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah. So it was hard to pick a picture. She has one with her Marine Corps uniform on with her medals. So I should put
Oh,
that.
that's cool. I like that.
So, but yeah, she is going to be a guest on the 17th. So that'll be fun. But
Yay.
tons of people that are going to be on. So
Oh yeah.
24. That's a ton. 24. Um,
Pick an hour. Pick many hours. Whatever
yeah.
you.
And we're excited because Stars and Stripes is one of our is
That's right.
sponsoring this. So that video you just saw or something like it will be on stripes.com is their
Yes.
website. So if you've not gone to Stars and Stripes website, it's called stripes.com.
Yeah.
So definitely go and check that. They have a lot of good information, a lot of articles that you can find on stripes.com. And they also have physical paper. They still print
Oh,
and send
nice.
out to veterans. So
Very
all right,
nice.
Madeline, good job today.
Andrew, yes, this was a really fun one today. I say that all the time, I think, but this was a fun one.
So they're all fun. So next week, I don't have a topic yet, but we will get one.
We'll get one.
So it won't be March yet. So we'll have a special St. Patty's Day Monday.
That's exciting.
So we'll have Luck of the Irish. But otherwise, yeah, it's supposed to be 60 degrees today here in DC.
Very nice. I'm excited.
I know.
Sun's
So,
out. It's really nice.
all right. So go download the Monday Delivery app. It's on
Yes.
Android and iOS. Even if you're not going to send postcards, it's still a good app to have because of all the information.
Oh
So,
yeah, the blogs, right on
yep,
your phone. Just easily open the app. It's really, really nice.
yep. And the cool thing is that we can push notifications. That's what I
Yes.
love about it is like,
Love
hey,
that.
here's some new information. And the other thing, real quickly, is we just started to pull social media feeds from all the Facebook pages for the
Yes.
recruit depots or bases. So you can go one place and see all the social media. So it's kind of cool. So something new
Very, very
we
cool.
just launched. So and you can also get on that on the app as well. So
Yes.
all right, Madeline.
All
So
right, Andrew.
have a great rest of the day. Thanks everybody for
You.
joining us.
Yeah, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your Monday.
Yeah. So Monday Cheddar. Till next week. See you later.
Bye.